What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Alan Dave Reed, Dwcollectables. I thought I'd switch it up today. Wanted to do kind of like an explainer of some best ball stuff since the football season is coming, and we can go through a example one of these tournaments. And I kind of give you my thoughts on some players, and maybe I'll make this a bigger series. But for now, while I'm waiting for some graded stuff to come back, figured to give you guys some content. So first off, best ball is a format somewhat like season long, except for you never set your lineups. You pick 2 to 3 quarterbacks. You pick 4 to 6, 7 running backs. You pick anywhere from 6 to 9 or 10 wide receivers and a couple of tight ends. No defenses, no kickers. And every week, your top scoring lineups, so the people that top score at the top, uh, they go into that lineup and they become your lineup for the week. Um, so it's kind of like a season long, except for you never have to do anything. And for a lot of these things, it's kind of set it and forget it. And it's kind of fun because you don't really have to manage anything, and you can get a lot of these drafts going, and it's kind of fun. And there's a lot of strategy and a lot of luck involved. I really like them. And again, I'm not sponsored by Underdog. By Underdog's a really easy website to be able to use, deposit some money. You can find promo codes all over the place. I don't have one for you, but if you deposit 10, they'll give you 25. They have $5 GPPs, which is a guaranteed prize pool of 1 million. And if you see on this, um, 90,000 entrants, and then this is the prize breakdown. So not bad. Obviously, it's very, very top heavy, so you pretty much have to come in a very, very, very good percentage in order to get the money. But again, it's fun stuff, and what else am I going to do with this money, right? And then you can do smaller ones where you're just beating out a couple of people, and you can think of these kind of just ways to build your bankroll. I don't really play these. For me, it's all or nothing. I'm hitting the big money or I'm not, and it goes into entertainment for me. So anyway, what happens is that you have a bunch of different players, right? And again, it's all sorted into quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. And again, you're going to pick a bunch of these folks. Again, usually the format is no more than 3 quarterbacks, no more than 3 tight ends, and then the rest of the positions. And then you do some drafts, and again, you set it and you forget it. So I think that's a good enough explainer for now. Let's get into a tournament so we can talk through this. This is going to be somewhat of a long video, so I do apologize if you don't stay the whole time. But anyway, there's a lot of strategies that you can go in this. Some people, it depends on what pick you're going to get. Obviously, pick number one is super, super important. A guy like Christian McCaffrey is absolutely the best that you can get in this whole thing. As you can see, a couple of years ago, he scored 413 points on his own, which is so much more than the next person, which is Dalvin Cook. And he scored 282, or he scored a different amount in the season before. And sorry for the lag. This is well, so yeah, so that same year, Dalvin Cook scored 265. So he almost doubled Dalvin Cook's score by himself. All right, we're in. So I have the 11th pick, which I kind of like because I usually get to pick a person. The person gets the next two, and then I get to pick one after them. So these are these snakes. So again, I'm going to get the 11 and the 2, and then it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. My strategy here, I probably, or I'm not going to get any of the top running backs, so I probably go wide receiver, unless either Kelsey, Waller, or Kittle are available. And Kittle, maybe not, just because there's a lot of uncertainty with the quarterback position over there. We don't know whether it's going to be Lance or Garoppolo, and it depends on how everything else is turning out. But usually at that area, I'm usually able to get 2 stud wide receivers. Because after the first 5 or so running backs, McCaffrey, Cook, Kamara, Henry, Zeke is not really it for me. Aaron Jones has a soft tissue injury already, and they say he's entering the season healthy, but hamstring injuries, soft tissue for me is just a no-no. But I'm not going to get any of those guys anyway. They're going to be gone. So it really kind of falls into this range. And to me, none of these running, I mean, Eckler, if I was lucky, I would take, but none of these guys really are as good as the wide receivers in that range. Devontae's going to be gone. Tyreek Hill's going to be gone. So it's probably somewhere here. And these three guys to me are easy picks. 265, 235, and he has no more Julio. 230, and he was somewhat a little hobbled last year, low touchdowns last year, so we'll see. This is going pretty much as usual. Zeke at the 4 is probably not the pick I would have made. I don't really like what's going on there in Dallas. I think that they are going to be another bad defense once again. Um, Kelsey at the 6, that's surprising. And I don't think that they're just going to be up in a lot of games. And yes, the NFC East is weak, but I'm not in love with the pick. So Adams and Hill went off the board as I thought. So now I'm looking at. Hmm, okay. So I think what I do here is I think I. Oh man, it's tough. Saquon's so good. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I am going to take Calvin Ridley because I think that he is the best available, and I think he's going to lead the league in yards. See what the other guy does, and then I'll pick from there. If he doesn't take Diggs, which I'm assuming he's going to take Diggs, um, that leaves me with somewhat of a tough decision. It would either be Barkley, and he took Barkley, so that makes it easy for us. I'm either going Diggs or, oh, he went double running back. So I am definitely going to be running double wide receiver here. This is a no-brainer for me. Now I'm starting off with a super good core. Again, I kind of like what he's doing, but now he's going to be forced into wide receivers probably the next two picks, and I'll be able to take a wide receiver before him the next round and still be able to get a running back on the turn of the next round because I sincerely doubt that he goes the third running back. If he does, one of the strategies here in best ball is that the wide receivers get much thinner than running backs. There's a lot of running backs that are just going to be on the field, right? Wide receivers are a little more difficult because you have to throw to them and they have to complete the pass and then they have to get yards or a touchdown. With running backs, a lot of running backs are just going to touch the ball so many times. There's a lot of value very far down, so you can go from there. Um, Chubb, Gibson, Taylor, Hopkins, Metcalf, not bad. Elaire, I'm not. I wouldn't have gone. This guy here, I wouldn't have gone Elaire with Henry. The problem that you have, and I think what is really missed by a lot of these folks, you really only need one running back per week. The rest of your slots can be flexes, right? They're all flexes. So if you have one, two, three, four, or five, right? I don't understand why you would go double running back this early, right? Like this is a good construction. That's a very early Justin Jefferson for me. Um, I don't like Justin Jefferson more than I do Keenan Allen or CeeDee Lamb, but or even really Brown there. But anyway, back to the Elaire thing. Christian McCaffrey obviously is a monster on his own. There's a lot of different ways to build. I like this build. This is very, very super strong running back one, super strong wide receiver one. I like, even though he reached a little bit. Again, this is a big tournament, so you have to get a little funky with it. I don't like this. Zeke is kind of shaky. Mixon is kind of shaky. I mean, I guess it has upside, but the Bengals O line. Oh my God, they should have never picked Jamar Chase. They really needed O line, and Mixon cannot stay on the field, so I don't love his construction. Derrick Henry and Clyde. Again, Clyde already got injured, so and it's a team where Patrick Mahomes is your red zone threat along with Kelsey. So not really in love with that. Hopkins and Adams, I love this. Taylor and Hill, and again, it could be worse. I'm not as big on Taylor as other people. Jones and Gibson, I mean, with the fragility of Jones, I can understand doing that. Eckler and Chubb, it's strong, but it's going to get thin to go. Barkley and Harris, a rookie and someone who's going to be injured or is going to be slow to come back. And again, I love Saquon. I'm a huge Giants fan, but I don't know if it's the risk I would take. Um, and let's go to the current picks. So Kittle, I really don't understand. I mean, Kittle falling this far is confusing to me. I think that Kittle is a far better pick than someone like CeeDee Lamb or McLaurin at that pick, only because I think that the lapping that he could do on points is going to be much different than what these guys can do versus their position, right? Like, are these guys going to be that much better than, I don't know, like guys like Moore, Ayuk, Higgins, and Deontay? No, but is Kittle going to be that much better than Pitts, Andrews, and Hawkinson? Probably, probably. I mean, he's pretty much him and Kelsey have been monsters. So again, all right. So we're here, and I think the play is to take Mike Evans here. He's a wide receiver one. I love Lockett, but you know, that kind of disappoints me. I don't love the running backs here, so I'm definitely going to take. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wide receiver here, and I think that is it's Lockett. Yeah, I'm going to take Lockett. And then here, the decision is: do I take Kyle Pitts? I think I take Kyle Pitts because then I'll have the Ridley Pitts stack, and then I can get Matt Ryan super super late. Another great strategy thing to hear, and I'm sorry I'm kind of all over the place with this video, but one of the great strategies that you could do here is you want to be able to get a single stack or a double stack out of your positions. And yeah, he's off field. And the idea is you want to be able to get one or two wide receivers that are paired up with your quarterback because, again, you want the correlation. When your quarterback's going off, somebody on your team should be going off. And for Atlanta, it's going to be a very tight target tree. And I like Atlanta a lot. I have so much Atlanta in here because Calvin Ridley is at the back end of most rounds, even sometimes slips into the second round in the early second round. And then even from there, Kyle Pitts goes pretty late, and he's obviously an athletic freak. But then people like Gage, who's the other wide receiver, and Olamide Zacharias, I guess his name is, you can get them pretty well. So, here, I love this construction right now. I've got three kind of stud wide receivers, the tight ends all set, and then now what I could do is I could probably go running back or running back wide receiver. I don't need to pick a quarterback for a long time. Look at how far down Matt Ryan is. I don't have to pick anything for a while. And what I could do here, um, I probably am not going to stack Josh Allen. He's going to go far too early, and I'm definitely not going to stack Russell Wilson. They're both going to go far too early. So maybe it all depends on who I get for my wide receiver four. And in this range, if we're talking how many picks am I away? That's 46, and I am pick 59. We're probably in this range. And right here, I really like Chark. I really like Cooks. People are very big on Fuller, but the problem is Fuller has some spike games. But number one, Tua isn't the quarterback that Watson is, right? Like, we don't know anything about Tua's ability to actually stretch the field, where we know that Watson is a field stretcher. And Fuller can't stay healthy. He is a hamstring pull waiting to happen. It happens to all these explosive guys, and he's no spring chicken in the NFL. And he has an injury history. So some people are very big on it. I'm usually not. But DJ Chark is a bona fide one. Brandon Cooks is a bona fide one. Trevor Lawrence is obviously going to have to throw the ball a whole lot this year. That offensive line is terrible. Their defense is not great. So, I can foresee that there be to be a lot of opportunities for DJ Chark there. But we'll see what we get. Um, Let's see how these other ones. So you pick Mahomes. I don't love naked Mahomes. The only way that I would go Mahomes is that if I had Kelsey or Hill, because again, those guys are they're so correlated together. You're not going to have. I mean, Hill has some. They both have a little bit of rushing touchdown equity. Here and then they're going to do a tight end draw or they're going to do a jet sweep. But for the most part, I would and again, he has AJ Brown. Like, you can wait for Tannehill, and I know Tannehill's out now, but you can wait for Justin Fields. You can wait for a whole lot of people. So I don't really understand that one. As far as running backs, I'm not really drafting any of the guys in this range. A little bit of Montgomery, but not really any Dobbins, not really any Swift. Baltimore is running the ball with Lamar, and Detroit is a mess. I mean, it's just obviously a mess. It's just never a place where you can trust the running backs there. They always bring in more running backs. It becomes a crowded room. Montgomery, I can see getting over 200 touches this year. Tariq Cohen is not all the way back. And um, who is it? Williams, I guess it is. Yeah, Williams from he was from what, Kansas City, right? Let's see where he is. Chicago. Where you at? Damian Williams. There he was. Yeah, he's there now, but I think he plays more of the Tariq Cohen role, so you could see Montgomery getting a crap ton of snaps. Josh Allen. I don't understand Josh Allen here. You you have you have two players on Seattle. I mean, again, it's a benefit to me. I'll take when people make mistakes like this, but I just wouldn't do something like that, you know. All right, we're coming up. So now the decision is, I think we go Darrell Henderson or Mike Davis. I think that what we do is that we go Mike Davis here, and we just go all ATL, right? The whole entire thing. And again, super stacking is not a thing that I do often, but it is something where let's see what we have. Yeah, I think we go Davis here. I don't think we have a choice. And then I think on the turn, what we do is we grab Hunt or I mean Debo doesn't fly off the page. Galladay is injured and soft tissue first year with the Giants. Hard for me. Sutton's not all the way back. Antonio Brown's going to get himself suspended any day now. Lavishka is a great play, but I don't know if he's wide receiver four material. Devonta Smith is interesting. He's a really really good player, but I think what we do is we solidify just having the two guys that are multi-faceted threats. Henderson has Sony Michelle to deal with now. Etienne is out for the year, so that's a no go. I haven't updated my rankings. Javante Williams, I don't like the split. Like he's going to have Melvin Gordon, um, and I just don't like that. I have a lot of Melvin Gordon, however. I think that he's the primary running back. So let's take Kareem Hunt here. Again, these are, you do get PPR here. So again, now we're talking about I've got the Atlanta Superstack. Once I get Matt Ryan, pretty much the entire offense is on my team. So I like that this year. I think that Atlanta is really, really underrated as far as what they are going to be. They're going to be in a ton of shootouts, right? And Matt Ryan is known for getting into shootouts. So I'm cool with that. Um, Dak Prescott here, and now he's starting a stack. He's got Dak, he's got Amari. I don't mind that. You can go naked Lamar Jackson. I don't think that's a problem. But Lamar Jackson and J.K. Dobbins is not a thing I would have do. They eat into each other, right? If J.K. Dobbins is getting rushing touchdowns, then Lamar Jackson is not. If Lamar Jackson gets rushing touchdowns, then J.K. Dobbins is not. You really kind of need to bank that one or the other is not doing well. Kyler unstacked. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I would have rather had something here. He's got Godwin. I mean, I would have waited for Tom Brady probably. But again, these big GPPs, it's a lot of luck. So, this guy's going super fragile. He's going three. He's only got one running back, which I guess is okay if you're going to think that he's a stud. Um, Mecole Hardman. I mean, Clyde and Mecole. Oh man, that's a lot of KC hoping. Gaskin, I'm not in love with. I don't mind the construction that he's done. Again, he's gone a little bit more fragile, but Swift and Gaskin both scare the daylights out of me. I don't know what else he could have maybe have done there. I think that's finally kind of the best you can get. I do like Cup. I do like Chase. I do like his wide receiver core. Um, he didn't really have any options at tight end. Yeah, Logan Thomas is a much later pick, so yeah, I don't hate it. I think that he's got a good team. I don't get this one at all, but okay. Hardman, he went three running backs. Whew, man. Yeah, I guess he was trying to go for the super stack and missed, but I don't get going these three running backs. Kamara, James Robinson, I love that. Jefferson more. Galladay's a little thin, but I do love the Kittle play. If it wasn't for Galladay, I think it'd be a super strong team. He also a little bit reached on Justin Jefferson, but I love James Robinson here. I think he is a tremendous pick with Etienne missing the season now. Who else? Christian McCaffrey, Keenan. I mean, this is a solid team. It's a very solid team. I do not understand the Russ pick. Do not understand it. You could have just gone Herbert. Again, a lot of people are auto drafting this just to max it, so I hope that's not it. I mean, of course I hope that is. This one, I went Miles Sanders. Okay, okay, guys. Um, all right, so we are at the 83rd pick, so we are just about 9 picks away. So I'm thinking here we're probably done with running back for now. We're definitely done with tight end. So we're looking. If Chark is here, I would love Chark. Obviously, somebody took Cooks. He's such a smash play. Um, I think that I would then go. And again, Marvin Jones just pulled up with an injury, so that's kind of huge. I would love Darnell Mooney. It's a lot of unknowns between him and the whole Fields thing. Maybe Landry, because at least he's going to be a PPR monster. Curtis Samuel, I know that he was not all the way back to 100%. So sometime next week, again, groin, soft tissue. It's tough. I would like him if he wasn't injured, though. Don't know anything about Waddle. Don't know anything about Tua. So I think it's either Chark or Landry, and then we see what we get at the turn. I think we go two wide receivers regardless here. Let's see. Hopefully you don't take Chark. I don't want to be stuck with Schuster or Williams, really. Perfect. DJ Chark it is. I don't get this slip. I don't get this slip again. Again, he was massive last year. He was so good, and that was a Gardner Minshew, and he put on some weight from what I've heard. Hopefully Landry falls to us here. If not, we have a tough decision between Waddle, Samuels, and Moore, and I don't believe in Moore as a number one. So I guess Pittman, but it's not exciting. Um, let's see what happens. I know he doesn't have a tight end, so I know he's probably debating. All right, perfect. Jarvis Landry. So now look at this. We have a starting running back in the NFL, Mike Davis, who is not, super sexy pick, but he subbed in for CMC and he was, 65 to 70% of CMC's output. He's a serviceable guy. He catches some balls. He's not bad around the goal line. He's not the most exciting player in the world, but again, he's serviceable. He stays healthy. And on Atlanta, he's going to get all the touches. So I like Mike Davis here. Kareem Hunt, again, he is the catching arm and also going to get some goal line work for Cleveland, and they're going to be a good team. So expect that team to score a lot. So I like Kareem. Obviously, Ridley and Diggs are huge monsters. Lockett, Chark, and Landry will all rotate for who will be the third and fourth, and maybe my flex. And then ending off with Kyle Pitts, I think this is a tremendous team thus far. I just need to make sure that I keep Matt Ryan on the radar because he kind of is required for this. So here, I think we have a decision. I think what we do is we go one running back and one wide receiver. I think the plan here is to go maybe four running backs and just hope. I think here it's either Gordon, Connor, or I had to decide from there. So here, let's see what the Herbert team is. He's got okay. This guy's auto drafted. There's no way you pick Allen and Herbert and then Carson. I mean, this team is dead. So that's real sad because again, when you get a Metcalf Kelsey team, I mean, you could do so many things from there. That is a monstrous team. That could have some top scoring weeks for sure. This one, fourth running back already. Again, he's probably also auto drafting. I'd imagine he goes Zach Wilson at some point. Michael Thomas, I absolutely hate. I just not him as a person, but I don't think that he's going to play much this year. I think that he's waiting for a contract. He knows that he can't get on the field and get hurt. So he picked up Jalen Waddle. I don't mind this. I mean, he's got Dak. He's got the mini stack. Don't care. Don't mind it. Four running backs already. I mean, again, this is it's just you're not gonna roster. The running backs are gonna have such a low floor. You want spiky guys, and that's wide receivers, right? Wide receivers are gonna go 102 touchdowns. Running backs are gonna go 70-1. It's just and again, if you have that many running backs, they're going to eat into each other. What if you have one guy who has 70-1, and what if you have another guy who is, I don't know. 60-1. I mean, you're eating into these other things. Mooney goes a little late, so this guy. I mean, if it wasn't for the Thomas pick, I think he would have a great core. But again, there is an upside to Thomas actually coming back and playing, so I am not a fan of that. Again, this is the weird team with Russell Wilson. This is the weird team overall. Michael Pittman. I actually really like Michael Pittman. I don't love the construction he has, but I do like Michael Pittman. He's going to be a number one, and in with Carson Wentz, and he needs a security blanket. It's a kind of a boring pick, but at pick 100, a little bit before ADP, which is average draft position, I don't mind it, but I don't know if I'd reach for it right now. Tyler Higbee, he's a massive racist, but Matt Stafford loves throwing to his tight ends, so good for him. Rondale Moore. I mean, I do like the Williams and Dillon thing, but I mean, I guess when you go this super fragile, I don't hate it. If he stops here on running back, then I think that he's good. So I think here we take Gordon or Connor, and I'm good with either. I really want Gordon more than Connor. At least Gordon stays on the field. Let's move them up. Okay, great. And then we go Gordon. And then at the turn, I think Russell Gage may be overdoing it here. I think I want Henry Ruggs. Ruggs is the number one on Los Angeles, and he's not amazing yet, but he apparently put on some more weight, and he's going to have those spike weeks. And again, I'm relying on really being here every week, Diggs being here every week, one of these guys. So in order for the next guy to be here, I really need for them to have tremendous weeks, and I think the only way that I get that is a guy like Henry Ruggs. I could go Connor here, but again, I'm really kind of relying on being done somewhat here. So let's do Ruggs, and then you could all, I think that there's more value in running back than there is in wide receiver. So let's give it a shot. And then going so like a bunch of picks from here. Now we're getting into the territory of really kind of interesting guys, right? Like Kenyon Drake, will he steal a lot of touches from Jacobs? Probably. Jamal Williams, again, this is the problem on Detroit running backs. Jamal Williams couldn't get a ton of pass down work. He was a pass down back at Green Bay. So me and Swift, I just could not do it. Devin Singletary, he's going to get a lot of red zone touches on a team that is going to be in the red zone consistently. Zach Moss just had surgery on his feet. You never know with these rookies; you could fall out of favor. Latavius Murray apparently is on the bubble though, and Tony Jones looks like he is going to be a great pick. So I think that I'd skip Latavius Murray where he's right now, and I'd rather take a 17th or 18th round flyer on Tony Jones instead. Naheem Hines to me is great. Again, Carson Wentz, it does have a tendency to check down. I think his confidence is a little bit shot too. So he's going to have a security blanket in Hines. And Taylor was an okay pass catcher, but not amazing. Phil Lindsay is a guy I like overall, but he's going to be in a timeshare in Houston that not only involves him, but can't even say his name. Mark Mark Ingram. Sorry, it was hard for me to get out. That whole situation is the mess. That team is going to be the worst team in the NFL. I don't see a lot of red zone opportunities. Yes, he's going to get a lot of pass catches in shootouts, but are they really going to shoot out? What if it's Tyrod Taylor instead of Watson the whole year? And I really hope that it is because screw Sean Watson. Madison is good, but he's really more of he's a handcuff. So, but he is the best. He's like the second best handcuff that there is. So maybe he's a pick here. McKissick is going to get passed down work, so I like him just for another guy to be in here. He got a ton of targets last year. Not that Fitzpatrick checks down a lot, but he's going to be involved in the offense regardless. And it's weird because Gibson is, Antonio Gibson is supposed to be CMC light, but then they have a guy in here that just catches passes. I don't know. The Washington football team confuses me, but here we are. Giovanni Bernard, I would like overall, but I liked him more when he was the handcuff to Mixon, and Mixon would not see the field often. Now he's in this Tampa Bay thing where they go with the hot hands. So he could work out, but I don't love it. David Johnson, again, what a fall from grace. One of the best, you know, fantasy running backs of all time. Won me plenty of stuff. He was the cheat code before cheat codes were cheat codes. Him and LaDainian Thompson kind of made the molds. Uh, but it's such a crowded situation over there. Xavier Jones is somewhat of a decent flyer, but again, the Ram situation is now muddy now because of Sony Michelle. So let's see if Sony's up here. Let's put Sony on here and let's put Jones. Tony Jones. I'm actually going to put Matt Jones here. I think that I like getting a guy like a Matt Ryan, who I know I'm going to start every week, and the upside of like a Mac Jones if he actually takes the job from Cam, and I can get him super late. I can maybe even get him in the last 2 rounds. James White, I think that he's better. It's tough because they still have Ramondre Stevenson and J.J. Taylor. I mean, he's the change of pace guy. Maybe I like him more with Mac Jones. I might do that as the stack because I hate all of their wide receivers. Like, I'm not drafting N'Keal Harry. I'm just not going to do it. All right, so I'm coming up soon. So it looks like the board. I'm definitely not taking a quarterback here. So it leaves me with a running back. So who do we have at running back? I think that I'd take Fournette here. I still think that I like him before spike games, being the hot hand. He's definitely better than everybody on that team. So I either take him or Hines, and um, they don't really have an amazing offense. So I think that I think I'm going to tag Naheem Hines. I think that I'm going to go Hines here. He gives me at least a PPR floor, and Fournette does too, but mean, he was so touchdown dependent. I mean, look, I mean, the 3 and 4. What are we at as far as buys? Okay, so that's 14. Um, I haven't gotten a ton of Naheem Hines. It's a little less crowded. Let's go Naheem Hines, and we'll see what is the next pick. And from here, I like. He's out. Um, I think I'm going to go Nelson Aguilar here, and then hope I get Mac Jones and be able to have a little stack in the end. Um, yeah, I think that that's a little cool. I think I like that. Kind of back end stacking some New England guys. Did I miss James White? And, now we're talking like 15, 16, 17 picks. So I got a lot of time to do some cool stuff. He went double tight end here, which I mean, I guess I don't hate. But Jones and Godwin just don't make any sense to me. And you already went two. I don't really love it. When you go a guy like Kyler Murray that you have to get early, I would wait on my second quarterback. I'd probably get a guy like Zach Wilson. And again, I'm super invested in Hurts if you've seen my other videos, so I want him to succeed. But would you spend early draft capital on a guy who's unproven or late draft capital on a guy who's unproven? Probably the latter. And Wilson actually looked pretty good in the preseason. And again, it's preseason and it's the New York Jets, so they'll probably just be failing anyway. But I think that's probably a little bit thin. Prescott and Tua, I mean, he's got the Miami stuff, so I get that. Not bad. I don't hate it. Got one stack, Cooper and Dak, and then obviously he's got double. Cool. He's got two double stacks. I like it. I like it when you commit to something. That's cool with me. Burrow, does he have any pass catchers? He has Jamar Chase. Okay, so at least he's getting the stack. And again, this is the idea. You want to get at least one little stack. I mean, here this is going pretty ugly. I mean, Marcus Callaway, I think that his ADP is now overblown. Before he used to be able to get 150s, 160s. It's too overblown now. But I don't like this. You got way too many running backs. I like ours. We're already pretty stout on wide receiver. I'll probably go wide receiver, tight end this go around. Actually, let me see where Matt Ryan is. Ooh. Uh-oh. May have goofed, y'all. May have goofed. Well, there's nobody with zero. I'm the only one with zero. So I'm just hoping. Again, this is part of the reason why you don't stream and do this. I really hope that there is somebody ranked higher than him. All right, cool. Auto draft would not take Matt Ryan. But this is definitely the risk. If I can get Matt Ryan here, like, whoo, bullet dodged. But if I don't, this is kind of screwed. But again, you should be paying attention to these things to know when you can get your stack. I'd rather you get your stack early and be ahead of the average draft position than be late. So I'm taking a massive risk here, but I don't really think that anybody's going to be taking a quarterback here. You've got Russ, no. You've got no. You got Tom, no. You Tannehill. I mean, this guy is probably a problem. Maybe he doesn't know that Tannehill's out, and it's probably it's temporary because of COVID. These two guys are a problem. The Joe Burrow guy, probably not. So I think that I'm going to survive this. But that's a lesson to everybody. Pay attention. Um, I think that I'm going to stay 4 running backs for now. And I think that I'm going to go Matt Ryan and a tight end. So I really love Gerald Everett. He is now there goes that. Um, let's go Hunter. Jesus H. Christ. Why? So, I mean, again, this is the tough thing when people auto freaking draft, man. Like it just pisses me off to no avail. I mean, this is my fault, but how stupid is this that you would pick a second guy already? You don't even have this, and some people draft to just screw other people over. So, I mean, this is quite disappointing because now I'm a little bit screwed. Um, yeah, I'm definitely screwed here. All right, well, you guys can enjoy this roller coaster with me. I really don't have anybody great to stack. I mean, I'm really kind of relying on Mac Jones, which is terrifying. But I'm going to take Ryan Fitzpatrick here. I do need someone who's actually going to start and is going to sling this. It is disappointing that I am now going to miss out on the Matt Ryan stack. And, whoever JB's he is, like, hope you step on attack, bro. Um, yeah, wow. Wow. The auto drafter got me. So then again, I think we go tight end here. Oh, no, I think I can wait. Let's go. Let's go Sammy. Let's go the Lizard King. I mean, again, now we're gonna have to go for massive upside. Um, I'll put him down here, and I think the roll will go. So that was what 14, 15, 16, 17. Um, I'll pick him last if I need to pick him last, but I probably go 3 quarterbacks here now. So that probably puts me down at Daniel Jones and Jameis Winston. So I'll get 2 of whichever ones of these are left. Really freaking disappointed. I mean, this was the makings of a V1, but again, I should have. Who did I pick? Nelson Aguilar. I should have picked Matt Ryan here. That was a huge mistake on my part. Um, didn't realize he was coming up that fast. Didn't know that people were going to be starting snagging quarterbacks this early. So, again, it's all on me. But let's see what happens. Let's see if we can salvage this a little. Again, I like the team, and again, you don't necessarily. I mean, again, the correlation is good, but you don't necessarily have to have it if the quarterback spikes on that week. I mean, you're kind of risking it, so this is not dead, but it is lot less likely. Um, man, Zach Wilson, he's got a little bit of a stack. Yep, I knew he was going to take Zach Wilson, so that's not bad. And he's definitely auto drafting. Troutman pretty much avoided like a season-ended injury by a hair. So yeah, I mean, it's a little disappointing when the auto drafters get you. That's the danger with the $5 one, and a lot of auto drafters. Um, I really don't know what's going on with that. So again, none of these teams are like come off the board like, wow, this thing is like the best team ever. This team is pretty stout, but again, some of there's already missed that quarterback, so I don't really mind too much. So I think the next pick I pick up James White, and that'll close out these guys, and then let's see what we have for tight end. So I think that I go Ebron here. It's either Ebron or Hooper. Uh, I don't think Jared Cook is going to be there, but if he is, he'll definitely be number one. Jared Cook, and then Ebron, and then Hooper. Berkser, he's going to have competition from Swain, so I don't really want to get into that. Ertz is dust. Jarwin is good, but he's coming back from injury. But he might be good because oh, what's his name? Dalton Schultz did get injured, so I'll throw Big Blake Jarwin here as a decision point. Rookies I don't draft. Dan Arnold is somewhat unproven. Darnell Parham, he is now behind Jarwin, and then these guys are all people that I just never draft. I don't touch any of these guys. It's just this is if you're down here, you draft a wide receiver. Like unless you really need it. I mean, Jeff Swaim is the only one down here because he could be the number one, but everyone else. I've been getting a lot of D-Jacks in these things, and again, this guy's gonna piss me off in no way because now he's taking all the other things that I want. And he has zero correlation. I mean, he's got nobody from Atlanta, nobody from Tampa Bay for his quarterbacks, no stack at all, and a guy who's injured and a guy who is going to be out on COVID a ton. It's a pretty really questionable wide receivers, but whatever. Um, so there goes Daniel Jones. So what I think I do here is I think I go tight end because I think Jared Cook is okay. So I think I would go. I think the better offense is the Steelers. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ebron here. He has a lot of spiky games, and worst case scenario, I've got a guy in Kyle Pitts who may be my flex a lot of weeks, and then it puts Eric Ebron with the good floor that I really need. And then here is the decision point. I think that I just go. I think James White is gone, isn't he? Yeah, James White is gone. Um, I think here I go. I have 8 wide receivers. I think Christian Kirk is a good spike candidate. So I'll go Christian Kirk here. And then, so that's 16. So I have 2 more picks. So I think that I pick in between um, Jones, Jones, and Winston. And I think that I probably take 2 quarterbacks. Um, who do I have? I really don't have anybody. I don't have anybody that I can stack with anything. So I am just going to avoid that. Uh, so I'm just going to take probably Winston and Jones, and then my final pick, I will go Tony Jones because again, like these are somewhat of a thin core, and I think that if he gets the chance to get a roster spot and he's the number two, again, come on, get injured, all this other good stuff. Just one of those flyers. You want a flyer that has so much upside that it really can't be beat. A Chuba Hubbard is another guy. Like if CMC was to go down, he's the guy. Darrington Evans, the problem with him is that when Henry doesn't play well, not really been injury prone, but Darrington Evans has done nothing with his touches, so I'm off on him. Jarek McKinnon could be the pass catcher in a massive, massive offense, so he's another good pick. Um, Kenneth Gainwell, again, it's always a roulette in Philadelphia, but I think that is good. So that was 16, 17, 18. So I think I'm going to end with, I think I'm going to go 4 running backs here. I got to go super fragile, especially with what I have here. Um, and I'll just go 3 quarterbacks. Fitzpatrick's going to play. One of these guys is going to play. These guys are kind of, I only need one of these guys to come out every single week, and they all have pretty good floors. Each of them are these 3 guys are the number ones on their team. This guy's the pass catcher. They're going to have a good floor. So I think that I'm just going to go these last quarterbacks and go from there. Um, yeah. This is somewhat of a long video. I'm already at 43 minutes. I'll do another one of these, and I will not mess it up this time. But you kind of get the flow. You kind of want to get these guys with upside. I love the Carlos Hyde pick here, even though I hate the dude who is taking all these guys. Um, and he's just kind of picking randomly. But 3 quarterbacks. I mean, I guess 2 rookies and Ben is not bad. But I would have waited to get Kamara and Jameis Winston. So I don't know. So let's see what comes out. Renfro I like as a good pick. Again, he's going to be the slot receiver in a team. Quez Watkins, I think it's a dart throw. Xavier Jones again here. I don't hate that. Maybe too much. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's a little thin in all the positions, but we'll see. Tannehill and yeah, I mean he's got the whole. He's pretty much got the Tennessee offense locked up. All touchdowns are going to come from the running back or Tannehill, pretty much. Um, David Johnson this late again. Don't hate it. Don't hate him this late. But again, I just this dude. You really screwed me here. All right, so I've got two back to backs, and then I'm done. And then just take an overall look at the team, a couple of final thoughts, and then on to the next video. Thanks if you stayed with me this long. I know that best balls can be somewhat boring, and usually when people do best balls, they have like a guest, and they can have some really riveting discussions. Maybe I'll try to see if I can get someone on just to communicate with me and have some fun with this, and maybe we'll draft a team together, or we'll get into the same draft together. We'll see if we can do that, but. Yeah, best ball is really fun. Again, set it and forget it. I'm not going to remember this team at the end. Hopefully, it rises to the top. So here I'm going to take Jameis, and then I'm going to grab Mac Jones, and I will be done. Six running backs to me is, I think he started auto drafting here. Six running backs is way too much. It's way too thin at wide receiver. Injured guy, not playing great, not great. Now he picked another guy who's on the roster bubble. Three tight ends. I mean, this is a dead team. I'm sorry. This is a dead team. No correlation. And I am going to. Ooh, he didn't look as impressive, huh? Do I take Teddy Two Gloves? I'll take. Nope, I've got. Nope, I'll take him. I will take Carr because at least I have the Henry Ruggs connection, and I've stacked one person. We did it! I got a stack! Woo! But let's look at the team. Again, it's going to project decently. It's going to project a lot more than a lot of teams here. Wow, actually, it's actually one of the top projected teams. Wow, by a lot. Okay. Well, I'm projected to be the top team. So again, this is you can take quarterbacks really late. I really wish this was Matt Ryan, but again, you got to take what you can take. You got three guys. I like all of these two guys are going to have really really spike weeks. He's going to have a lot of boring weeks, but he'll sub in. I'm going ultra fragile here, and that's the design. That's why I went three wide receivers before I picked my first guy. So we're at Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt, Gordon, and Hines. And then we have a monstrous wide receiver thing. Ridley, Diggs, Lockett, Chark, Landry, and Ruggs are going to be relevant pretty much. I would say down to Landry are going to be relevant every single week just because of PPR. Ruggs going to have spike weeks. Aguilar's going to have spike weeks. Sammy Walker's going to have spike weeks. Christian Kirk is going to have spike weeks. And then for tight ends, I obviously have the monster Kyle Pitt and Eric Ebron, who's always been pretty much a spike week type of guy. Decent floor when you're on Pittsburgh. So that's the video. If you are interested in drafting with me, let me know in Discord. Yao Dan Bean over in Discord. Leave comments, subscribe, all that other stuff. And I'm going to try to get some more best ball content out to you guys. Until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.